Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this webinar on the second open call of the Digital Challenge. So this webinar is brought to you in the frame of the European Innovation Action DigiFed. So I'm Alice, I'm from Blue Morpho, and I'll just be hosting this webinar, but I will right now give the floor to our project manager, who is Isabelle Chartier, and who is with us right now. So Isabelle, you should have the control now.
Hello, all of you. So I'm really pleased to present you this session. I will make a brief introduction about what is our project DigiFed, and then I will give the floor to Anna Georg and the others to present you really what is a digital challenge. First of all, what is DigiFed? So DigiFed is a H2020 project which is dedicated to support cross-border partnership to develop prototypes to support SMEs to develop new prototypes enabled by cyber physical systems. So cyber physical system globally, it's when you have both digital world, but interacting with the physical world. So it's not a project just about computing or cloud things, but really when you have actuators and sensors. We are 12 partners from 9 EU countries, as you see. We have a budget of 8 million euro for 3 years, and with more than half of this budget directly dedicated to SMEs and mid-caps that we are supporting through the cascade funding. So we will directly transfer 4 million euro to SMEs through the cascade funding, but we have also more than 1 million euro of our resource, which are dedicated to support the project, both by technical and innovation tasks. Today, we are presenting you the last open call that we have, which are digital challenges. We have three main innovation pathways to support the SMEs. The main route was the application experiment, where it's a project where an SME will receive 50 euro to develop a prototype, a cyber physical prototype, and it can be supported technically by our technical experts working really together in one project. We had 3 open calls, they are all closed. I will not go far. But we also have 2 experimental pathways, so 2 new ways to support the digital takeoff of SMEs and mid-caps. The generic experiment is a quite new thing, where it's not to develop a prototype, but more to support a community to work about a specific topic. So the company only get 5 euro funding for their participation to workshops, interaction with the technical experts. And the idea is really to build a sharing community about one topic. I will show you. We have 4 GE generic experiment open calls, and 1 is still open. And today we will present you the digital challenge. This is really the scope of the webinar, where a company can receive 100 euro to build a prototype answering to a large company digital challenge. And here the 2 companies who have been setting up a challenge are Acciona and Edf Acciona in Spain, Edf in France. Briefly, the application experiment, so the small project. We have 3 open calls. We already finance more than 30 projects with 47 companies at the 2 first open calls. And we just recently closed the 3rd and last open call, and we received 70 proposals, and the selection process has started. The DigiFed generic experiment community, so it's really a group of SMEs and mid-caps that are going to work with one research and technology organization or university, and the idea is really to share knowledge, needs, specification around the topics proposed by the research center. We already launched one. We already gathered 20 members around secure platform for IoT, IoT prototyping and agriculture, and energy efficiency lighting. The last one, which is still open, is one about industrial cybersecurity, which is proposed by Icalan in Spain. So if you are interested by this topic, which is globally about smart contract, please, you can go on this link and apply, or on our DigiFed platform website, and apply for this industrial cybersecurity to join the community. But today, the topic is really about the digital challenge, and I will give the floor to Anna Georg from Digital Catapult to present what it is.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Isabel. Good morning, everyone. So Isabel was mentioning, today we'll be discussing the Digital Challenge Open Call. This is the second open call we're launching around Digital Challenge. It's something new set up by DigiFed. And along with European enterprises, we are offering the opportunity to receive up to 100k euro funding, which will represent 70% of the project declared budget, to respond to the digital challenges for which no CPS or embedded system solutions have been identified in the market yet. You also have the opportunity to receive added value to your product through high-level technical expertise, innovation support, access to pilot sites to deploy your solution. If the pilot project is successful, you will also have the opportunity to implement the full solution for the digital challenge owner. Okay, I'm not sure if I have access to the slides. Maybe Alice can help me to move to the next slide, or would you give me access?
You have access, but I can change, no worries.
Okay, sorry. Doesn't seem to work. Okay, for this open call, we're targeting startups and SMEs who are developing innovative smart solutions worthy of market leaders. They're bridging the physical and virtual worlds with advanced technologies and industrialized solutions. They're high digital mature and have existing customer experience, or ideally successfully taken a product or service from TRL 3 to TRL 8. These startups and SMEs will be using an agile approach during the development and will work closely with the digital challenge owners to deliver the proposed solution. Next slide, please. Okay, so what is a digital challenge? A digital challenge is a 9 to 12 months project where the selected third party will develop a solution, product or service for which no CPS or embedded system solution have been identified in the market yet. The proposed solution or service will respond to the needs of a digital challenge owner who is happy to co-fund this experiment. Next slide. Okay, so who is the digital challenge owner? These are large or mid-cap European-based companies who have identified specific business needs which need innovative solutions, are happy to act as early adopters of the accelerated innovations, are happy to provide additional support to the program in the form of co-funding, access to innovation support, and pilot sites. And for this open call, we are working with Acciona from Spain and Edf Hydrofriends from France to propose you two digital challenges. Okay, so now I'll pass it on to my colleague Michael, who will briefly introduce the first digital challenge proposed by Acciona, which is around the next generation conductivity sensors for predictive operation of water treatment plants.
Thank you, Anna. Can I have the next slide, please? This challenge is proposed by a large Spanish company that works in water treatment and also renewable energies, and it's a company with presence in 30 countries, and one of their challenge is in terms of water desalination that is done using the most common process, which is reverse osmosis. And for this challenge, at the moment, these membranes are in very long tubes, And Acciona would like to have an almost real-time understanding of when those membranes need to be replaced because they are no longer filtrating the water the way they should. And so if I can have the next slide. The challenge for this is to have sensors that can be placed in those reverse osmosis tubes that are fairly narrow, and also you have to combine that with the fact that you are in basically an aqueous medium, so you're underwater, and not only is it liquid, but it's also highly corrosive, because as you purify the water, what you have removed and remains in those membrane, and therefore they get richer and richer in impurities, whether it's salt or other types of impurities. So the challenges are how to measure the conductivity of this fluid, which is an indication of basically how what is the efficiency of the reverse osmosis. How to do this with the knowledge that you are in a liquid, and of course you have to use wireless communication, and you cannot replace the battery every few weeks. So it's a mix of making the conductivity sensors small enough to fit in those tubes, having wireless communication that works in a liquid medium, and having the system be battery powered and providing sufficient operation to last for the duration of the membrane.
Michael,
More
if we could next slide
on the link if you want to. And we realized that this requires several competencies, not just in terms of miniaturizing sensors and wireless communication, but also...
Alice, maybe you can change the slide. Huh? There is more detail on the other slides.
Okay. Sorry. Yes, so here you can see on the right-hand side, you can see those tubes. So you see that in terms of the environment, you have they're very close to each other. They're fairly small in diameter, but it also gives you an idea of the size of the market that is available for the companies that will be able to address this challenge. And as I said, it requires several competencies, and we are aware that you might have very good experience in miniaturizing sensors, but not in the Internet of Things, or to build a backend application, for example, or do some form of AI, for example. And so that's why we can help you identify a partner if you feel that you'd like to work with another company to fully address this challenge and submit a proposal. So if you are a sensor company and are looking for a partner that can work on the backend application, we can help you do that, and vice versa. If you are an IoT company that has worked with, say, conductivity sensors for I don't know, agriculture and soil monitoring, or other forms of industrial IoT, but are looking for a partner to miniaturize the sensors or find a partner that has worked with wireless applications for liquid. We can also help you identify such a partner so that you submit a joint proposal. Okay. Next slide, please. As I said, Acciona is looking for experience in either of these topics. So water, pharmaceuticals, chemical, food and beverage, of course, because imagine if you do, say, quality for fruit juice, you might already have a technology that you might adapt for this challenge. I think you'll have more information on the DigiFed portal. The link is indicated at the bottom. You will see that in the time frame, you have about less than a month to submit a express interest, and so we are at your service to answer questions or find partners to address the challenge. Next slide. Okay. Next slide is related to.
Sorry, Michael. I think Bastian can take over from here.
Okay. Yes, great. Good morning, everyone. So let me introduce you to the Edf Hydrofriends Digital Challenge. So the name is How Can Drones Guarantee Visual Inspection in a Confined, Metallic, Humid, and Complex Environment? I think the name is pretty self-explanatory, but please let me go through this challenge in some details. So next slide, please.
Yes, Bastian, you should have the control.
Oh, I have the control.
Yeah, you can click and then you can change the slide.
Oh, great, thanks. So let me start with Edf Hydrofriends, which is part of the EDF group. This is the global company. It's the first producer and supplier of electricity in France. It's the second one worldwide and is the third in the term of turnover. This is a private and public company, although the first shareholder is still the public one. This is a critical challenge in terms of businesses for them because it is essential for them to guarantee electricity production, generations, and for that they have to guarantee the exhaustive diagnostic testing of their plants. So what EDF is looking for, it's looking for to tackle the challenge around hydraulic inspection, going beyond the state of the art and providing innovative solving market solutions. So first, they have at the short term looking for a solution that allows inspection of some parts of the turbines. We will check that on later on next slide. And also in the long-term solution, they would like to go with a wall structure plan for maintenance of the groups to reduce financial costs and improve their efficiency. So as the previous one, this is a 100K funding opportunity, and you have the link underneath if you want to check the details. So concerning the challenge. So you have to take some background information. You have to take into consideration that the EDF Hydro Alps are 16 electricity groups, which are called pumped electricity energy storage, and those can have between 1 and 5 turbines on top of each other. And in order to inspect them and to make the maintenance, they have to be dismantled, and this is produced in activity for 1 year up to 8 years. So what they're doing currently is to inspect the turbines through endoscopy, but this have some limits, since first it cannot go between the Francis turbines and also it has to be dismantled, as I said, so it results in operational inactivity. On your right side, you have the pump storage power stations. So you can see a red line. This is the trajectory of the drones, or the robot has to be done. You can see there is 5 levels just corresponds to the Francis turbines and the water going through this. On the left side, you have an example of a wheel, and on the middle, you have the example of a wheel axis. So what EDF and what DigiFed is looking for? So we're looking for a company. It can be either a startup or SME who is innovative, mature, and qualified in wireless real-time image transmission and radio propagation in challenging meta-rich industrial environments. This is required some expertise and competences in robotics, miniaturization, and conceptions. This solution should establish the health of the turbine to optimize its maintenance. So there is different competences that are required. So on the left column, you have the must-have. So it has to be resistant. As I says, the environment is pretty complex and humid. You need to have some resistance to shocks because there are like 1 to 5 levels. So the drone have to absorb those shocks. It requires to have some autonomy to go through the turbines. It has to be narrow spaces up to 10 centimeters, some power to ascend and descend the surfaces, have some quality on the video emission and pitch cam control, and also to localize where the picture or the video is taken in the station. What is desirable is to have an accurate positions of the images and the drones in the turbines. Be careful with not losing the drones inside the turbines because this could produce some complications and deteriorate the turbines. Thermal imaging if possible, and also visual more to graduate and to dimensionate the eventual faults inside the turbines. So as previously said, we offer from both DigiFed and Edf Hydrofriends support to tackle the challenges, having access to facility and also the large company facilities and resources. Some technical reviews. We can support you throughout the submission of the project. And also it's a great possibility for you to have access to a large account and potential new markets. So I believe this is all for me. Next slide should be, yes, thank you.
Thank you, Bastian. Alice, if you could help me to move to the slides, that would be great. I can talk through this as well. So apart from the offering that was presented so far, you will also receive innovation management support from us, from the DigiFed partners. You will that support entails the preparation of new product, service, go-to-market strategy, how to get access to further funding or to attract private investors. And this support is coming from our partner BlueMorpho. In addition to that, you will also have access to the DigiFed digital innovation hubs, who will open the network to identify new partners for your company. And you see there the list of the 6 digital innovation hubs from DigiFed. Digital Catapult in UK, Steinbeiß in Germany, Minalogic in France, University of Ljubljana in Slovenia, BME Hungary, and Nikerlan in Spain. Thank you. Next slide, please. Okay, so now talking about the open call know-how. As you know, the open call was launched on the 9th of June and will be closing on the 14th of September this year. We have a 2-stage selection process. The first stage is pre-selection stage, which has a deadline of 16th of July. And you'll see on the next slide more information about that. But basically, we will, if you're interested in applying in one of those challenges that we present for this open call, you will need to register your interest on our portal. You see the link there, and submit the documentation required. Next slide, please. Okay, so as I said, pre-selection submission stage, due date 16th of July, registration on the portal. We will ask you to submit a pre-selection form. You'll see there the link. It's also on the website. On our portal, we will, in addition to this pre-selection form, we need you to submit an NDA. And if the template, if you need the template for that, please contact info@digifed.org. .org, yes, to request the NDA template. And again, that needs to be submitted on the portal. And why we need to have a pre-selection stage? First of all, to collect initial information about yourself, your expertise, the proposed solution, whether or not you have interacted with the digital challenge owner before, but also to invite you, the pre-selected companies, to engage with the digital challenge owners during bespoke webinars, which will be happening in August. Next slide, please. Okay, so the final proposal submission, as I said, the deadline will be 14th of September, and for that stage, the pre-selected companies who are still interested in applying for one of the two challenges will be asked to submit a proposal submission, which is part of, which is formed of two documents: the proposal description, which is around 20 pages, maximum PDF, written in English. It will be technical orientated, and a recorded pitch, 5-minute pitch in English, business orientated, and we can provide you the slide deck template for that. You will receive further guidelines through our webinars or various links on our website. We'll also upload shortly in the coming days a guide for applicants on our website. Next slide, please. Okay, so as Michael mentioned earlier, these two challenges that are put forward for this open call, they are quite, let's call it, challenging, in the sense that we're somehow targeting niche markets, and we understand that there is a possibility that some of you may not have the full expertise or the full skills required to propose a solution for these challenges. Therefore, we will like to help you with that. So we put together a quick page, one-page form, I believe. It's where you could submit to us, and that form, the Digital Challenge Twin Proposal Partnership Express of Interest form, contains initial information about yourself, the skills that you have so far, the skills that you think you need in order to submit a proposal for one of the two challenges. If you send that to us in the coming days, we could help you to find a partner across Europe who could, if you're interested, you can jointly put a proposal forward. So either upload that form on the portal or email it to us. And please register and attend the Q&A session on the 30th of June. The registration link will be updated on the website shortly, and will be there to help you if you have any questions with regards to this partnership. Next slide, please. Okay, what other support will offer you as an applicant to this open call? Of course, contact info@digifed.org or myself if you have any questions about the digital challenge mechanism or the application process. If you need to learn more about the two challenges, for the first one, the Acciona digital challenge, contact me. For the second digital challenge, please contact Bastian. Submit pre-selection form to engage with the challenge owners via webinars or one-to-one session, as I said, planned for August. And of course, visit our website again to download the pre-selection form. And of course, we'll be here to help if you have any questions or if you need any help at any time. Next slide, please. Okay, so we captured here a few frequent asked questions as well, just to make sure you have all the information you need. So the first one is, can two companies apply for the digital challenge? Of course, we just mentioned about the twin proposal opportunity. So yes, two companies can apply for this open call. However, please know that only one solution, one application will be selected, as obvious. How many candidates will be selected for the digital challenge open call? Only one solution per digital challenge will be selected at the end of this open call. So for example, if the selected solution is proposed by one company only, then the selected company will receive up to 100k euros. If the selected solution is proposed by two companies, then both companies will have to share the 100k euro funding, each company receiving 50% of that funding. Who can apply for the digital challenge open call? As mentioned, startup and SMEs who can guarantee resources to implement the DigiFed Digital Challenge and are not in any situation which will exclude them from receiving financial support, agree to sign the standard contract with DigiFed and challenge owner, are based in EU or associated countries. And of course, you'll see there on the table below some figures regarding the staff headcount for the company, the turnover, or the balance sheet. Those are the key requirements that we are expecting to see in these applications. Next page, please. Okay, so another question that we receive in general is, if I miss the pre-selection deadline, can I still apply for the open call? Our recommendation is to submit your pre-selection form before the 16th of July, because this will allow us to check your proposal and allow you to attend the webinars with the challenge owners in August. But in any case, if you still want to apply and you miss the deadline, please contact us and we'll let you know if it's still possible. Last question was around, if I'm not based in the same country as the digital challenge owner, can I still apply? Yes, we are looking for European companies to propose solutions to these digital challenges. If during the development stage you'll be required to travel to the digital challenge owner site, the travel costs will be covered by DigiFed funding. You will need to include those costs in your budget when you submit your proposal. Next slide, please. Am I eligible to apply for this call? Yes, as I said, we're looking for SMEs and startups from Europe and from EU and associated countries, and for countries from SMEs, for SMEs and startups coming from UK, they can still apply for this open call. Okay, next one. I think that was it. So I think we're ready to take any questions you may have. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Anna, for your presentation. Thank you all. Thank you, Bastien and Michael and Isabel as well. So what we might have said in the beginning is that on the right of your screen, you have this little toolbox with a question box. So if you have any questions, you can enter them here. And I'll come back as well to the slide, Anna, where you put all the details of everybody. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask them now, because it's the time to ask our members. We will also have another session for the Q&A next week on the 30th of June. So you will receive the link to register very shortly, as well as the link with the replay of this webinar. If you have questions coming later on and you want to address them via email, you have all the addresses here. So for the Acciona Digital Challenge, you have Anna's email address on the slide right here. And if you have questions about the Edf Digital Challenge, you have Bastien's email address here. So Anna from Digital Catapult and Bastien from Minalogic. So again, I see right now we still have no questions, but don't hesitate. It's the time, and otherwise you have all the details on this slide. I don't know if Bastien, Anna, Isabel, or Michael, you want to add something?
No, just to encourage everyone to visit our website and read in detail the two digital challenges we're proposing. What we covered today was just a brief introduction to the digital challenge and the challenge owner, but most of the details it's on the website. You will also have some info packs prepared by the challenge owners for yourself. You could download and have a look at that information as well. There you'll find additional technical information about the challenges we're proposing and the requirements for those challenges and what the solution should entail. And again, we're here to help you. Don't hesitate to contact us. The sooner the better. We can even arrange calls if you think you need more time to receive our input. Yes, we can do that as well. Obviously, time is passing. We only have a few weeks until the pre-selection deadline, so the sooner you contact us, the better. And thank you again for your interest in this open call and DigiFed.
So we have a question, Anna. It says, hello, I missed the beginning of the webinar regarding the 100,000 euros of funding. Is it a grant or does it result in an invoice from us?
Okay, this maybe I can answer, Isabelle Chartier. Like for all the project, it's really a grant, and it's quite easy. So we don't ask you to give much detail. We just ask you to declare what you intend to spend. So the eligible costs are resource, purchase, and travel cost, and also an indirect cost up to 25% of the direct cost. Okay, and we will just ask you to declare at the end of the project what you have spent. So we don't ask invoice and things like this.
I think we have a slide, Alice, we can share is slide 41 or 40 if you deleted the second one. If you could share that, it was in the go at the back of the presentation. I think it's 41. The third from the back. Yeah. And that summarizes the cost that we'll ask them to provide. Yeah. So this is what we ask.
So you will have to, in the proposal, would you just declare your the provisional cost, and then at the end you will declare the realized cost.
Yeah. And perhaps it's worth putting the slide before that as well, Alice, because it also describes a bit the financial support for the third parties. So as mentioned briefly at the beginning, you will this cost, the funding that you will receive, it will be 70% of the budget you declare, and the schedule of payment, you're going to receive 50% of that funding at the start of the project when we sign the contract with DigiFed, the digital challenge owner, and the remaining 50% at the end of the project based on the completion of the work.
All right, thank you. So I think there are no more questions. So again, if you have more questions, don't hesitate to contact our DigiFed partners in charge of the digital challenges, so Anna and Bastien at the moment. And also don't forget to join our next session next week to ask questions. All right, so if Michael, Bastien, Anna, or Isabel, you don't have anything to add, we can close this session.
No, okay for me, and I wish all the applicants good luck to prepare this. We know that it's not the best period to prepare a proposal, but it's not a very big proposal, and the first thing for the 16th of July is really fast. It's really an expression of interest, so it's not a long job. The 20 pages are quite an efficient document. It shouldn't be too complex.
Okay, so thank you everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for attending. Thank you for presenting, and see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Anna, maybe we can have just one